Hey guys, this is Luna here with the Artisan Tarot. So nice to see you all. Kind of changing things up here. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the top 3 reasons why you should get a tarot reading before your first date. Seeing as how Valentine's Day is coming up and seeing as how so many of you always end up flocking to me for readings around this time of the year, I just kind of decided to go ahead and post a video kind of explaining, for those of you who wonder if you should or if you shouldn't go on a date with someone, why you should get a tarot reading before the first date. So hands down, this is my favorite way, my favorite method to pretty much get to know someone a little bit before a date, just to kind of, I use it as a gauge. And honestly, these readings in terms of tarot, oracle, astrology really should be used, in my professional opinion, as a professional psychic medium, as a gauge for when you are going on a first date. And the main reason for this is just because I say it's a gauge because you don't want to get to know someone too much before the first date. You ideally would like to get to know someone on the first date. Okay, so that's why I'm saying use it as a gauge. And the other reason that this is my hands down favorite way to even go on a date or decide is it really is a decision factor for do I want to see this person casually? Can I see myself with them long term? It's almost, again, it takes that example of how I said this is a gauge and kind of allows you to be a little bit more in control in terms of dating, because in today's world, dating is mostly done online. There is a lot of anxiety of, should I invest? Should I not invest? And honestly, if half my clients, when I worked on the psychic hotlines, had even remotely done a reading before a first date, which there were a handful that did after having so many blunders in love and romance, but not too many of them thought about it because maybe they weren't open at the time to tarot, and that's okay. Everybody's open when they're ready. But for those of you that are open, this is the time where you met someone and it's after Mercury retrograde and you want to go out on a date with them, but you're not sure. This takes the edge off of that pressure of, the anxiety of, well, should I or shouldn't I? Is this person even, who they say they are? All those kind of mind-numbing questions. Because if you're connecting to spirit in the correct way with a professional tarot reader, they're going to be able to identify several factors right off the bat. So, but here's the thing, there are many reasons why people use tarot in terms of personal life, business, but love and romance is one of those times where tarot is very, very honest. I mean, it's so honest, is blunt, like it's very blunt. And because I'm thinking of all the times where I've had to do client sessions and I've had to tell the truth, not the truth that I come up with, the truth that spirit comes up with. That's a big factor too, as well, because a lot of people, sometimes think that tarot reading is made up and it's not real. And those are usually the scammer people, the yes men, I like to call them, because they don't tell you how to be in charge and how to empower yourself in terms of these situations and these scenarios. They can only tell you what's coming in, but they can't tell you how you can be put in the driver's seat, or maybe what you can work on to help put yourself there in the driver's seat. That is also a big way that, why tarot is kind of mystified and kind of still considered a scam, because people don't use it for actual coaching in terms of love and romance. I do, however, but especially with my clients. But here's the thing, the first reason why you would want to get a tarot reading before a first date, it is an excellent check-in on that gauge, like I was talking about, to see where your new person is at in their love and romance life, and also on their journey, where you can see where they have been and what they're looking for now in the present. I feel like this is, if not the most important reason, it is the excellent most important reason to use tarot for, especially before you go on a first date or get a reading. Hang on. Mm. Sorry, I'm used to using a new Zoom background, so my mug is like floating and disappearing. So I apologize. That's trippy. But the other reason is like I said, this is a gauge. This is a check-in. Okay. So for example, let's say you have manifested new love in your life and you think this one is the person, but you're not sure. And then turns out, okay, well, are we even on the same dating path? Yes. Okay, great. So you're like, okay, that's point one to say, let's go forward with this first date. Or there's a point of contention here where it's like, okay, maybe they've kind of had a little bit of a rocky road, but they ideally know what they want now in terms of what they're looking for, ideally. This is where point number two comes in very, very importantly. Point number two is motive versus wants and needs. And that's the thing about online dating that a lot of people or dating coaches, they don't talk about is dating is in today's terms, it is exactly like buying in terms of a capitalist society. Wants and needs and motivation. Those motivation is going to play the factor into the want or the need. So I'm going to get a little clear on this. So the reason this is my second favorite reason to use tarot before a first date is because you get to see the motivation for why this person has the intention of wanting to date you right now. Okay. In the present moment. But the motivation is the want. But is this person what you need? So an excellent example of this, and this happens all the time, I see this all the time in my professional life and as well as personal life, when it comes, and before I started to use these tactics in terms of tarot readings to help me eliminate some of my suitors on my list to see if they were even a correct match for me, was identifying the want on why they're dating. So a great example of this is, let's say you look at his dating profile online and he says, oh, he wants to date casually, but then it's going to go to long term. And you're thinking, okay, so this person has an open mind. That is the need that they're saying, but the want may actually be they just want someone to be casual with and to possibly, usually in most cases, have casual sex with. And they don't really want to go past that, but they say that they do, so that way these people can reel you in, because essentially dating right now, whether you're dating a real person or a person who is saying that they're a real person, it still sometimes feels like a scam, because at the end of the day, you could end up dating someone and then you fall for the want and need and the motivation of them saying online, oh, well, I'm really going to be like this. But then it turns out to be the polar opposite. So the best second reason for this motivation of the check-in of the want and need is to say, okay, well, what is it they really want in terms of dating versus what is it I really need in terms of a partner? The other second, I would say, question of this is, can they be that match for me? To ask the tarot cards. That would be the second question or third question to ask. And then 3, is this going to be a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship? This is my third favorite reason in finding out if this person is going to be long-term or short-term, in a reading. Mainly because at that point, you have the thirdly most important reason to make the decision of if you really want to go on that date and invest. And again, it is your choice. This is all about empowering you and your dating life so that you can move forward and make much better choices and have much better outcomes than, say, somebody who's dating and has like a flashlight in an abyss of darkness, because sometimes that's what dating feels like. It doesn't feel like fun, and dating is supposed to be fun. There's supposed to be some thrill, some spontaneity, but the way things are conducted online versus reality, it kind of takes that fun out of it. And so then you have to get serious, and sometimes getting serious in terms of dating can kind of also bring the vibration and the frequency of dating down. So, this is where it keeps it fun. It keeps it light. You can say, okay, maybe their wants and needs are different than mine, but I can see myself dating them casually, and we can talk about that at dinner. So this is, again, excellent way to kind of bring this all together fundamentally into your life. So that way you are making empowering choices in terms of your date and dating life and love and romance life, because eventually dating ends up leading to either commitment or cohabitation or pregnancy in some cases. In some cases, it doesn't, but regardless, it ends up creating these karmic ties and soul bonds that we have in this lifetime that we will end up having to deal with and or work with and become a part of. And so in closing of this, I actually am going to ask you guys, if you want to fix your love and romance life before Valentine's Day rolls around, I actually have a reading that if you sign up on my wait list, it will be 30% off for you. You have to sign up on the wait list to get the 30% off. And you can also join my email list to get an accessible downloadable PDF on how to use my top 10, I would say, questions to use after your tarot reading or your oracle card reading or divination reading, to use to guide you on how best to talk about these things on a first date. Okay, I have that down in the description box below. And for Valentine's Day, if you sign up for the email list, also you will be getting notified about a sale, a special sale I will be running for 3 sessions for my love and romance coaching services. And I also have a 6-session package as well that will be going on 50% off. I haven't released the date or anything like that. And also, just to let you guys know, we're going to be talking about Aphrodite. And as Valentine's Day is coming up, I feel like it's the proper thing to do. So we're going to have more videos talking about that type of content on here on the channel now. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. This is Luna signing off. Bye.